Hi, my name is Aneatra Spann, and this is a podcast on the facts about e-learning. E-learning is defined by simply online learning using a virtual classroom. A virtual classroom can be either synchronous or asynchronous method. There are so many types of e-learning a student can use, such as wikis or blogs or any type of tool that requires a student to work online. Videos or broadcast or podcasts, as I am using now, to connect with other students in the class. E-learning gives the student multiple ways of communicating with other students and the instructor. Learners can communicate using emails, different social medias such as Facebook, Twitter, or Skype. And as you know, Facebook is very popular among the social scene. Everyone is using it. So is Twitter. It's one of the great high demands or high exciting things that everybody wants to use right now. There are also different forums where you can post information on bulletin boards or discussion boards. Students can generally post their work for other students and instructors to view. Let's look at instructional design in e-learning. Instructional design, according to Educational Technology for Teaching and Learning, is the systematic process of translating principles of learning and instruction into plans for instructional materials and activities. This design can help the instructor to carefully implement learning of a specific content to the learner. Now, when I first thought about instructional design, I thought maybe, it was kind of difficult, and it still is a bit difficult for those who are not familiar with the instructional design layout. For a first person using it for the first time or understanding it for the first time, it can be a very difficult process to digest all at one time. Taken from the E-Learning by Design, the second edition. This book is written by William Horton. A good instructional design requires selecting, organizing, and specifying the learning experiences necessary to teach somebody something. It is also independent of the technology or personnel used to create those good learning experiences. Students want good learning experiences. They don't want to be intimidated. They don't want to be fearful of the content. They are excited to learn. So therefore, as instructors, we have to make sure that the instructional design that we create will enable the student to be able to learn, will give them a good foundation to be able to learn or to give the desired learning that as an instructor that we want our students to have at the end of that learning experience. A good instructional design must have goals and an objective. What is the student expected to learn or to do at the end of the design? The goals must be clear and the goals must be attainable based on the design that's created. Good objectives forces efforts, reduce false starts, and cut waste enormously. You don't want a design that has no purpose or no meaning. The student is pretty much wasting their time doing something that doesn't relate to the overall goal of the design to get the desired outcome at the end of the design. So we must be careful when designing because we want students to gain the maximum amount of information they can for the desired goal to be accomplished and for the objective for the students to gain that objective. Making sure that the technology for teaching is greatly appreciated and making sure that the student will gain the maximum amount of knowledge out of the design. Let's talk about social media and what role has social media played in teaching and in learning. Social media right now, it's very popular. Everyone is using it. Facebook, Twitter, all these things. Everyone. I have a Twitter account. I don't use it as much as I use my Facebook account, but I have friends that they tweet every little detail of their lives. Facebook is the same way. People are hooked on it. People are using Facebook to update their status throughout the day, and it's a good thing. And it's one of those things that you can actually use inside of the classroom. The only downside of it that a lot of school districts don't allow that because a lot of younger students, such as elementary or middle school, if they allow that access, it can become a problem for the teacher to manage that, especially with a large number of students in a class. It can become very hard to manage. So I kind of don't fault districts for not allowing that. But now I teach a class, a college class, and they allow Facebook to be viewed on their school websites, on their school computers. And because I know a lot of students, they use that, a lot of teachers are using that to communicate back and forth with their students. So that's one plus that I've seen. But these are college students, and that's one thing that I've seen, and I would like to implement that with my students that I have, because I teach an English class, and hopefully I could sometimes implement that with my students. But social media has played a great part in everything that we're doing. Everything, such for every aspect of our daily lives, from politics to religion to education to food, everyone is using it. These are great tools to use, but they do have some drawbacks. I don't think Facebook has the capabilities to have or to view the information like other technology tools have, such as if I wanted to send if I wanted to do teach a course or something like that, and to send out a bunch of information. I think one of the drawbacks of Facebook would be the privacy issue. I've known a lot of people who've used Facebook, and others can view what they have posted. So privacy would be a big issue with using the different types of social media such as Facebook. Twitter also is a good tool, but you can only use it for 160 characters at a time. And if you wanted to transmit a lot of information, I wouldn't use Twitter because it doesn't store a lot of information. It doesn't hold a lot of information. You would have to do numerous tweets to get your information across. Now, there's also people that use the mobile learning. And mobile learning, it is great because it gives you the flexibility. It gives you can pull up information or your class anywhere. The flexibility in being able to access information at any time and anywhere. It's a great idea. If I had to develop an online course, I would try to set it up as a synchronous class, simply because I wouldn't want to compromise the flexibility that my students have. I'm a working parent and student, and plus I teach also, so I understand the flexibility that adults have when trying to take online courses, and how important that flexibility is, because your main concern is managing your time. Discussion boards and shared pages are great ways to manage classroom, to manage what your students are doing, and to manage, how they respond to each other. And also, other students can view what other students have posted on the discussion boards and other open forums like that. Overall, e-learning is a great experience. I would recommend it for all adults. I know a lot of adults are hesitant to the e-learning environment, the virtual classroom, but I highly recommend it. This concludes my podcast. I'm looking forward to doing another one and expanding more on the e-learning and virtual classroom and instructional design. This is Aneatra Spann for Ashford University. Thank you.